All right, man. Peace and love, family. Peace and love, man. Just at the park chilling and had some thoughts come to me, man. Some nice downloads, man. You know, a lot of people always come to me, and it's been happening to me for, man, probably about 10, 15 years, man. Anthony, you should be a motivational speaker, man. And, you know, you always motivate people. You motivate me, man. And I never really thought too much of it because I'm like, man, you know, I don't understand how I'm motivating them, and I'm still going through my own process. You know what I mean? I'm not where I want to be yet. I'm still figuring stuff out. I'm still taking L's, you know. But, you know, I do know my actions come with a lot of power, man, a lot of energy, because I go hard, man. And those that are watching this, that do know me, man, know I do go hard. I've been going hard since I was, man, 9, 10, 11 years old, man. I've been hustling, man. I get it from my abuela, who used to sell frozen cups, you know, from the house, 25 cents. And I watched my grandma have people come knock on the door, ask for the frozen cups, and I would see her in there, you know, days in, making different frozen cup flavors, putting them in the, you know, making the jug with the juice, pouring it into cups, putting it into the freezer, you know what I mean? Have everything categorized by flavor, and the presentation was awesome, man. And then people would come knock on the door, and it was 25 cents. Back then when a quarter was something, you know? And I'm like, man, they come into the door. So she wasn't able to come to the door, you know, I go to the door. They want a strawberry frozen cup. I'm going to her freezer. I go get it, give it to them. I get the quarter. She had a little cup on her shelf, and you know, that's where the money went. My grandma didn't speak that much English, man, and she never worked a job because my grandfather took care of everything. They came from Puerto Rico, and he worked, paid all the bills, and she hustled and took care of the kids, and that's how she hustled, man. So for me seeing that, man, I was like, man, you know, this is how you make money. I bet. Count me in. Have something to sell, and people buy it, you know what I mean? Exchange. So, but anyways, man, I just wanted to talk to some people, man. I really even talk to myself, man, about the journey, man. A lot of times we compare ourselves to other people and their journey, not knowing what all they went through or how their success or so-called success came about. And we start comparing ourselves to that, and we start to belittle ourselves or feel down because we're not where they at, man. And that gets you nowhere, which we all probably know that by now, man. So I say this to say, man, you know, just want to drop some gems, man. Some motivational stuff that got me to where I'm at, and that's gonna keep me going, you know. Number one, man, know what it is you want out of life. Everything starts there, man. Everything starts there, man. Know what you want out of life. And then from there, you got to figure out how you going to get there. You know what I mean? What means will get you there. And a lot of times that's going to change. You know what I mean? Because you can have one idea that you think that's going to take you there. And as you get on that quest, man, you know, one of three things happen, man. It take you there, or it don't, because it really wasn't thought out. Like that plan or idea didn't have the capabilities to scale at that level. Or number three, it could take you there, but you didn't do the work, or you missed some steps, or something is missing out of the equation, whether it's resources, whether it is outreach. You know what I mean? You know, you isolated to where you can't really reach that many people to make it successful. But then that's also something where you got to figure out, man. You know what I mean? So know what it is you want out of life, and I don't just mean monetary. You know what I mean? Even though it's about the money. You know what I mean? Let's not play around with it, man. It's about the money. Well, at least part of it. You know what I mean? And it's really about the freedom, but the freedom comes by means of the money, and the money comes from means of energy. Money is just energy, man. You know, transformed into another form. So, yeah. So know what it is you want out of life. Whether you want to work a job, have a nice, you know, schedule to where you can make enough money to take care of everything. And there's nothing wrong with that, man. People gonna talk down about jobs. Nothing wrong with it, man. Having a job or a career is actually a beautiful thing if you don't have any other means to get money to build into something, or you just want to not have that extra pressure. You make enough, you got money left over, you can save, you can invest, you can take care of the things you need to take care of, and you good. I mean, that's beautiful. The only thing I suggest with that is just make sure that that job will be there, or that career will be there. You know, we're in a different time, 2026. Technology moving fast, replacing a lot of things. So I'm gonna have that in mind, man. And then for my entrepreneurs, whether it's owning a business, social media, content creator, you know, my drop shippers, you know, that want to sell things, my people that want to create things, the inventors. There's all different categories, man. And with all that being said, man, no matter what the route is, just be willing to put in the work to get it there. That's all. Because no matter what you choose, it's going to be a lot of work to be put in, man. You know, and you got to be built for it, man. And even if you're not built for it in the beginning, make sure that the end result can keep you in the game to become built for it, you know, because a lot of times we don't know how much work needs to be put into something to get to where you want to be, or get it to where you want it to be. You know, we have an idea, but a lot of times, man, we have no idea. You know what I mean? Because we're like, man, I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, it's gonna pop. And some people are able to do that, make it pop fast, you know, and shouts out to them. Some people need a little bit more time, and some people it take a long time. And no matter what it is, man, you don't beat yourself behind it. Me and my journey, man, you know, I started off hustling, illegally, you know what I mean? Just doing little things. Actually, I started off with my grandma, and that's why I kind of started it off at, man, because my grandma was selling them frozen cups, and she was making that money. I wanted some too, man, and I was a young kid. I was probably about 7, 8 years old, watching everything happen, and I used my grandma to scale. Hey, I used my grandma to scale. I actually got in trouble by my grandfather too, but that's a whole nother story. We'll talk about that too, man. He was a pastor that used to take in a lot of money and stuff like that from the church, man. I used to watch him count that bread on the bed and stuff, man. And long story short, man, he left all that money on the bed, went to the bathroom. I went through there, man. Hid the money in the house, and he found out. He asked me, did I know about it? I don't know nothing, Guelo. I don't know what that. I don't know. I ain't go in there. My grandma went looking for that money. I had to hid it in her closet, man. You know, well, in the closet in the room next door. And she brought him the money. She brought him me. He went and got that belt. And I got a whooping that I'll never forget, man. The only time he really put his hands on me, man. And never had to do it again. But anyways, back to it. I used my grandma to scale, you know, because she had her business going. I wanted me a business. I was 7, 8 years old. I didn't know what else to do. So what I did was, in that cup she had, and I'm being full transparent, you know, it is what it is. Some people gonna be like, hey man, if my family see this, man, they gonna know it's the truth. So hey, this was me. I ain't know. You know, my grandma would have a little thing going in there, and the little quarters going in there. So man, it took me I think about $1, $2 worth of quarters. I borrowed it from my grandma. Now, she didn't know, but what I did was I got them quarters, and we had a corner store that was like maybe about a block and a half from the house. I'm from Miami, Dade County, born and raised. So everybody that's down there know we got corner stores, you know, pretty much everywhere, man. We call them the Arab store. But so I went to the Arab store with about $1, $2 worth of quarters, and my grandma was selling frozen cups. I went and bought me some honey buns. Back then, I think the honey buns was like 10 cents, man. Something like that. Hell, they might even been a quarter. Big boys, you know what I mean? I can't really remember. I was 7, 8 years old, man. I'm over 40 now, so shit. Anyways, got a whole bunch of honey buns, came back. So when they came to buy a frozen cup, I was selling honey buns for the 25 cents too. And before I knew it, they started looking for the honey buns. But anybody that ever came to the door, I always told them, man, hey, man, you know, I sell the honey buns. My grandma selling frozen cups. Anybody else come to the door, they don't know nothing about the honey buns. I'm the only one with them. Don't ask them about them, you know. When you see me, shop is open, you know, ask for the honey buns. So from there, I started making a little money, man. You know, I'm like, okay, hustle good. So I was able to start selling that. I sold the honey buns, and actually, I take that back. I was selling those for 50 cents. They were so big, my bad. I was selling those for 50 cents, right? So I would get the honey buns, make my profit, and I'm going back to go buy some more honey buns. You know, I'm walking down the street. My grandparents didn't know I was going up the street. My cousins, my mama wasn't at home. You know, she was working, trying to take care of us. And my aunts and uncles, nobody knew I was walking up the street, man. And it's 7, 8 years old. I'm a block and a half away by myself in the corner store, buying honey buns, getting my little paper bag and walking back with them, man. I'm ready to shop open, man. So from there, the hustle began, man. And then I started getting into some other stuff, man. Then from there, went to school, hustling there, got into other stuff, drugs, a little bit of other stuff that I really can't say, but anybody that know me from back in them days, they knew how, you know, I was getting down, you know what I mean? And it was lay down. So, but anyways, then I ended up getting into a lot of trouble. I had to leave Miami. I had a best friend at the time, still my best friend, in Tampa, Florida. I went to college. We all went to school with each other, man. And I used to play Nintendo with him, grew up with him from a young kid. And he was in college, USF, Tampa, Florida. And I was getting in trouble. His parents was nice enough to let me move up there because they knew I was a good kid, man. I was just hustling, man. I was just trying to get some money. And my mom sent me up there with a garbage bag full of clothes, $200. Boom, I'm out of there. And I'm on house arrest and all because I hadn't caught some charges, you know what I mean? So I'm up there doing my thing, and he was one of the, you know, the biggest DJs in Tampa, especially on the college campus. And that's how he was getting his money, getting paid to DJ. And when I got there, I didn't have any means to get any money, so I worked for him. And what I would do is he would have these events he would get booked at, and I was the one that was responsible for setting them up. I had to carry his crates and set up the DJ stand he had, because back then that's when we had the little stands, real records and stuff like that. And he hooked up all the wiring and stuff like that. I didn't know anything about that. So he hooked up the wires up, but I carried everything, opened up, broke it down, put it up, and we was out of there. So that's how I was making a little money, air conditioning on. So from there,